may be running, I don't know where to. But me, I'm going to the villa. Inshallah. I've informed the president of my intention, but I've not informed the Nigerians yet. I'm still consulting.
After the big announcement in January 2022 that Asiwaju was running for the office of the President of Nigeria, it became abundantly clear a major contender for the general election had emerged. Months after the famous Aso Rock Declaration, his political experience and structures were put to test. All hell broke loose. Friends became enemies, and the mission to stop him by all means began.
Bola Tinubu.
Having crossed the initial hurdle, attention has shifted to a full-blown campaign of calumny and an aggressive attack both on his person and his capacity to lead. But this election won't be decided by emotional sentiments and empty promises. Nigerians are concerned about real issues and the capacity of the candidates to lead. The question is, what is Bola Ahmed Tinubu's track record in governance and public service? And what makes him the best qualified candidate for the job he has applied for?
How do we move ourselves to the prosperity that is imminent that this country will have? Because I know it will happen. Who is the best person to drive that vehicle? In my own opinion, Asiwaju is the best person to drive that vehicle because I've worked with him at very close quarters. I know his capacity. I know his tenacity.
While the focus of other candidates has been on the problems and failures of government, the Asiwaju candidacy comes with a rich experience, beginning with his heroic efforts alongside other members of NADECO to oust military rule and make way for a democratic Nigeria.
He is the only one, not Atiku, not Obi. I don't know where Obi was at the time, probably doing his trading, importing and selling and stuff like that, and Atiku doing his business. He was the one that threw his hat in the ring after the annulment, the unfortunate annulment of 93 election, June 93, and went into it wholeheartedly. His house was firebombed. I was there. I wasn't told. I saw this thing, and I stake my integrity on it. These are hard facts. He was hounded out of Nigeria in conjunction with other like minds. Professor Wale Soyinka, General Akinriade, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, Commodore Dan Suleiman, the late Bobonwo Sisi.
During our period of exiled resistance, we looked for all kinds of means to raise funds, including even trying to print redeemable bonds. I think we did print redeemable bonds. We were so confident of victory that we said, look, let's print bonds. Bola said, what are we going to do? We have to find funds. I said, well, you're the businessman. What can you do? I said, well, I've heard that there's a rice line between Taiwan and other places. I think that I can get a contract to sell rice between Taiwan and Africa. So I said, well, okay, go ahead and sell rice. He said, yes, but you see, they require letters of recommendation. And I said, well, so you have to write one. I said, me, I don't know anything about rice. I don't know anything about business. Nobel laureate, write and say, we're trading in rice. Give the letter to me. I will take it to the government of Taiwan, and they will supply the rice. I will sell. I will use the money for the revolution.
Lagos, Africa's commercial powerhouse, is the mega city of dreams where more than 20 million Nigerians call home, including many of the frontline candidates of the 2023 general election. It was here Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a two-term governor between 1999 and 2007, initiated a 25-year development plan, including reforms that improved infrastructure, internally generated revenue, the civil service efficiency, and built the foundation for Nigeria's biggest economy and one of the biggest economies in Africa.
We need a huge interested party in telecommunication. Our mass transit program is, of course, the metro line. This is being discussed already. We have attracted the interest of World Bank once again. We think we are evaluating between the light rail that is less destructive and destructive to the right of way. We are looking at this corridor of the existing railway track to really, according to the study already conducted by the World Bank, to take off from west to east and south to north. And then we can now support some other areas either with metro or mass transit system.
Governor Tinubu demonstrated his faith in the youth when he assembled what could very well go down in history as the most productive state cabinet in the country's democratic history, many of whom today are senators, governors, ministers, speakers, and vice president. They commissioned reforms and reorganization that heralded the birth of a megacity and Africa's sixth largest economy. He made this selection in record time and with a great sense of meritocracy without ethnic, tribal, or religious sentiments.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran an unusual government in Lagos State. And let me say why it was unusual. The reason why it was unusual was because it was a government where there was a great deal of argument. And he, as the leader of that government, allowed so much argument and so many different shades of ideas.
There is a long list of achievements, but how did he fare in tackling the big three: economy, security, education, and a few others? The former Deliote associate liberated the Lagos State's economy, overseeing the growth of the state's internally generated revenue from an estimated monthly average of 600 million naira to a staggering 51 billion naira in 2007, with Lagos IGR growth rate standing at over 468.63% according to CBN data. In 2017, Lagos State output was $136 billion according to official estimates, and more than a third of Nigeria's gross domestic product. Even federal projects profited from Asiwaju's financial wizardry and outstanding management. He would renovate that to an amusing irony. He was now bailing out a central power that had hoped to bankrupt him into submission. He never owed a single month of salary. Quite the contrary, he renovated all government offices and buildings, restructured the wage bill to offer additional pay, provided health insurance coverage, and replaced a degrading pension claims process with an efficient system.
As a practical demonstration of our resolve to seriously combat crime with new vigor and modernized strategy, today, we are launching a more disciplined, well-equipped, and more responsive crime combating squad tagged Rapid Response Squad, RRS.
Tinubu's intervention on the need to have a state security apparatus gave birth to the Rapid Response Squad, the RRS. His intervention breathed a new leaf of life to security in Lagos State, with the squad tasked with fighting crime rates in the state. The RRS, with enormous support from Governor Bola Tinubu, created a safe Lagos for indigents and residents. The RRS is currently one of the best police units in the country. Electricity has relatively been on the executive list, and despite the controversies that courted the project with the then federal government, during his time as governor of Lagos State, he sponsored the first independent power project IPP to the state. The project, handled by the American company Enron, was meant to deliver 3 barge-mounted electricity generating units and later build a gas-fired power plant. The project at inception generated 90 megawatts, which improved the electricity supply in Lagos State. The project was the first time a state government provided electricity. During his tenure as governor of Lagos State, contracts for 442 road projects were signed and 308 were completed in 5 years. His track records laid the foundation of present-day Lagos, which has been built on by subsequent governors. Some of his records include the initiation of the plan for the Lekki Free Trade Zone, which will boost the economy of Nigeria. Also, the Eco-Atlantic, which will help in solidifying Lagos's status as a megacity and also help solve drainage issues in the state. He has promised a 25% budgetary allocation to education if elected president. But what is Tinubu's track record in education as Lagos governor?
The Lagos State government, in its determination to provide free and qualitative education to a steaming student population, has decided to pay the senior secondary school certificate examination SSCE fees of all our students, senior secondary school, SS3 students in state public schools. This is a promise I made during my campaign for office some months back.
In July 2000, Governor Tinubu launched a free education program for all Lagos State public schools, including free registration for WAEC-NECO exams. Over 1.5 million children from 900 primary and 597 secondary schools benefited from the free education program. He also oversaw the upgrading of schools in the state and some into model colleges. He would later become the first governor to vote 127 million naira and fully initiate and execute payment of bursary and scholarship allowances to all tertiary institution students in Lagos State. In 2006, as governor, the state injected 1 billion naira in the Lagos State University, and despite being out of office, he has made several contributions to the Lagos State University. He further introduced a unified internal education where 100 million naira was expended in 2006 to improve the quality of teaching. One of his lasting legacies is the establishment of the Lagos State University College of Medicine, LASUCOM, in 1999. He oversaw the full accreditation of the course in 2005 by the NUC, and LASUCOM remains one of the best colleges of medicine in Nigeria. Also, he established the LASU Information, Communication and Technology Center, renovated staff quarters and administrative buildings, among others. And despite stiff resistance from stakeholders, Bola Tinubu returned all the missionary schools in the state, mostly owned by Christians, to their original owners for better management.
Yes, it took courage to return the mission schools to the missionaries. But my belief is the fact that education is the greatest weapon against poverty. And we cannot do it alone.
Under his tenure as governor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu increased budgetary allocation to the health sector from 1.6 billion naira in 1999 to 11.8 billion naira in 2006. representing over 1,000% increase in 7 years. He established a free malaria healthcare scheme which saw children ages 12 years and below and adults aged 60 years and above get free malaria treatment. This also includes free antenatal program. Under his leadership, the Lagos State Action Committee on AIDS was established, and this saw a reduction in HIV prevalence from 6.7% when he became governor to 3.5%. Through agencies such as Lagos State Security Trust Fund, Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, Lagos Rapid Response Squad, Asiwaju gave meaning to Nigeria's federalism and pioneered state empowerment through the facilitation of constitutional clarifications necessary for the optimal management of state needs and concerns, alongside all inherent peculiarities. He established the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority LASMA with 200 motorbikes, 8 heavy-duty toll vehicles and modern communication equipment to enforce discipline on Lagos roads. He introduced the private sector participation (PSP) in refuse management, which aided the creation of about 5,000 jobs among the unemployed who were daily involved in the collection and evacuation of garbage from tenements to designated landfill sites in the state. It is a long list of achievements that is inexhaustible. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a visionary leader who does more of acting than speaking. His track record speaks for him. If he was able to achieve these laudable feats as governor of Lagos, imagine what he would do as president. A new Nigeria with an Asiwaju presidency beckons. A new Nigeria where constant electricity, employment, security, industrialization and true federalism will be the order of the day. Vote wisely. Vote Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This message is proudly brought to you by Akinlolu Oguntoye.